I am the founder of Pimlico and one of the co-authors of ERC 4437.
What are those two things about?
So Pimlico is building infrastructure to enable the next generation of ERC 4437 compatible wallets to be spun up and to develop way faster. And ERC 4437 is a new account abstraction standard that allows for a completely decentralized transaction reading system for smart accounts like Safe, for instance, and also modularizes the smart account stack even more, allowing for things like very, very easily pluggable paymasters, right? Gas sponsorship modules. It's really sort of the next generation proposal to achieve widespread smart account adoption on Ethereum.
Could you elaborate a bit more on that? Like, what's really the importance of 4337 for like the future of the ecosystem, for mass adoption?
Absolutely. So ERC 4437 is very crucial in my opinion, because in the past, when people wanted to develop a smart account system, they had to build everything from scratch, right? They had to build their own relaying system, they had to build their own gas sponsorship modules. The whole stack had to be built from scratch, right? And this really slowed down innovation for projects that were building smart accounts. Whereas now, with ERC 4437, all of these separate parts of the stack are completely modularized, right? So, for instance, there's the so-called entry point contract, which actually manages the flow and guarantees the payment for these new transactions. There are these set of bundlers that are responsible for actually relaying these new transactions. There are these paymasters who can decide to sponsor the gas fees of transactions in a very, very simple way. And finally, and maybe most importantly, there are the smart accounts itself, who now, instead of having to develop all these pieces, just have to implement a very simple interface to decide whether they want to allow a transaction, whether they consider it to be valid or not, right? And this has really allowed for a revolution in the smart account space, a bunch of new projects spinning up, building new UIs, building new experiences for end users, new ways to interact with wallets, many of which are building on top of Safe, which I think is amazing.
And talking about Safe then, how does this modularity aspect of 4337 relate to Safe in the future of account abstraction in general?
So ERC 4437 is very crucial to Safe as well, because it will be possible to enable a 4437 module for Safe accounts. And this, with just this one module, will allow us a network, a system of paymasters that they can plug into to get their gas fee sponsored, a connection to a decentralized system of relayers that they can rely on without having to rely on vendor lock-in, and really just making Safe compatible with this new generation of accounts.
What's the relevance of this new generation of accounts, right? Smart accounts, do you think? Like, what change will that bring to the ecosystem as a whole as they get more and more adoption?
Empirically, we've seen that the popularization of this ERC, of ERC 4437, has led to a massive boom of new smart account users, right? So I feel like, Safe being involved in this journey, it will actually really get smart contract wallets in the hands of the vast majority of crypto users and make it the default when creating an account. I feel there's a massive opportunity for that.
Thank you so much for the time.
Thank you so much.